Hi, this is Mr. Ponciano from North Park, and I'd like to go ahead and share with you some a short tutorial on how to take a look at some of the features that AERIES has. So AERIES is the online grading system that El Rancho Unified has, and it's a really convenient way to check on your kids' grades. So it's available to the student, and it's also available to the parents and the guardians. So let me go ahead and show that to you. So the first thing I do now, all parents and students have AERIES accounts. When you register your student, you register them through AERIES, and you automatically have an AERIES account. Excuse me. So let me go ahead and show you. So first thing I do is I'm going to go to the North Park website. So the reason I'm going to go to the North Park website is it has a lot of the links that I need there in order to look up any accounts. And if you ever need to look up the name of your school, just go ahead into Google and type in the name of your school. So here we go. Here's the North Park website. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and click on where it says parents. And then once I click on parents, it's listed as the very, very first one, parent portal, or in Spanish, el portal de padres. And so I'm going to click on here where it says grades. Now, I have a fake student in one of my classes. And this fake student, it was for the purpose of just to demonstrate to you how to use Parent Portal. Now, the fake student is under this account. Your account is listed under the email that you used to register your student. So whatever email that would be. So if that's whatever email you use to register your student is the one that your student is under. A lot of us don't use our email regularly. If that's the case, try different ones and see which one works. If for whatever reason you forget your password, which is very likely, then you put in your email, whichever one you think it is, and then you click here where it says forgot password. So once I do that, I click on forgot password. I just, I can't remember my password or whatever. So here I'm going to go ahead and put that email address. I'm going to put this email address and I'm going to go to next. And then it's going to email me a verification from this address. So I'm going to go to next. And it did that for me, I hope. So here it says a verification email has been sent to your email address from erusd@aeries.net. Click here link provided in the email or copy and paste the email code in the field below. So let me go ahead and check that email. So I'm going to go to my email here. And here it is. It says AERIES reset account password. So I'm going to click on this. And it says you have indicated that you have lost the password for your AERIES account. Please click the following link to go to a web page that will allow you to set a new password. So I'm going to click here. Okay. And so it emailed me this code. So it filled in the code automatically for me. And I'm going to go to next. And then I'm going to type in a new password, whatever password I think would work. So I'm going to put one that I think would work for myself. I go to next. Hopefully it works. Okay, I'm going to save it. And then I'm going to return to the login page. So it takes me back here where I originally started. So now that I have my password good to go, I have my email address good to go, I'm going to go ahead and sign in. So I'm going to click sign in. And once I click sign in, I'm going to see a lot of different information here. So now, since this is a fake student, they're only listed for one class. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and now, by the way, usually what we do, what we use AERIES for is specifically for grades, but AERIES is a lot more than just grades. It has a lot of different functions. So let me go ahead and show you. So I'm going to go ahead and go down to where it says dashboard here. I believe I'm on the dashboard. Let me check. Okay, yes, I'm on the dashboard. So here, when I click on student info, a lot of times, for example, we need to change the contact information for a student, whether you want somebody, like if there's in case of an emergency, who should pick them up. You can change this information on your own. You don't have to call the office. So you can certainly, but if you want to do this on your own, you can. So you can go ahead and click on any one of these and it'll change the information for who can pick them up. Maybe your phone number has changed and you want to give a different phone number. Maybe your email has changed and you want to give a different email. Also, you can go ahead and check attendance. So if you want to check whether if your student is logging in every day, are they getting credit for being in class? Maybe there's certain classes that they're not logging in every day. You can go ahead and do that as well. So let me go ahead and click on attendance. It's taking a little time. All right, so once I click on attendance, it'll tell me if my student's been here or not. Now, remember, this is a fake student, so they're not going to have, their information isn't going to be accurate. But it'll show me every day and every period whether my student is logging in to class, which is really important because a lot of times in my experience the last few months, a lot of students, well, not a lot, but a few students have not been honest with their parents about logging in or logging in on time. So if this is something that that you can double check with your students and making sure that they're logging in. So let's go ahead and go back to the dashboard. Dashboard is, well, actually, before let's go back to actually before that, let's go ahead and go to communications. Communications is really important. It's how most principals communicate with you through your text, through your email, through your phone. So you can revise some of that information and the way you get that information to you. So here, what you can do is you're going to see a feed of information that has been sent to you from the district and from your principal and from your child's teachers. So here, what you can do is I can go ahead and go in to, if I click on this little icon here, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to click on notifications. So once I click on notifications, I can go ahead and let's see here. Perfect. So I can go ahead and once I click on notifications, let's go. Oh, sorry. I can double check if I click on personal info, I can go ahead and check, well, is my phone number accurate? Do I want to add a work phone? Maybe you want to add a work phone. Language, do you want to change the language to English, to Spanish, whatever? So here where it says notifications, how do you want to be notified? Now, personally, for my own students, for my own children, what I've done is I removed the call feature, and because I was getting too many calls at home. So what I preferred to use was SMS, which is short message service, which means text. So this is text messages, and this is email. So if you want to receive general district announcements, all of these, it's probably a really good idea to go ahead and share. To go ahead and click. So class announcements, group announcements, grade announcements, attendance announcements. Like, for example, if your child is not at school, general school announcements, district announcements, direct messages. Those are direct messages from the teachers to you individually. So if you want to go ahead, and I would click on all of these. If you're really good about checking your email, then go ahead and click on the email one and unclick this one, or vice versa, or both. I usually have both. If you prefer to receive a phone call, then by all means, click on the phone call one. And then once you're done with that, it's going to save it for you. And that way it will customize the way that you receive your messages from the school and from the district and from your teachers, your child's teachers. So it's a really good way to stay in communication with your child's teachers, and also to make sure that the information is up to date. That way they are able to get a hold of you, which is really important. So let me go ahead X out of this. So, and then here it'll list the students. Here it'll list the students that you have. So maybe you have more than one student. Maybe you have more than one child in the district, which is very, very likely. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and go back here. And I'm going to go back to dashboard. And now I'm going to go into grading. So here I'm going to go into where it says grades. Now, report card history, since a lot of, I believe that some schools are not sending in through the mail traditional paper report cards. So it's really important that you double check in AERIES to see what your child's grades are. So that's really important. So grades, grade book details. I would suggest clicking in all of these to see what they are, just to be more up to date as to what each one offers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click individually on this class that the student is enrolled in. Right there, you can see the overall grade right now. So this student is getting a 75%. Now, first things first, this is a list of assignments. Like I said, these are fake assignments. So what I want to do is I'm going to go to, and here you can switch between classes if they have more than one class. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. This part right here, is really, really important. Okay, it's important that you take a look at that first. So let me show you what it is. So here, this student's grade in this class is comprised of three things. Classwork participation is worth 30% of their grade. Independent work is worth 30% of their grade. And tests and quizzes are worth 40% of their grade. You add all these up, they give you 100%. Okay, so right here, this is Lancerloot. This is just something that North Park has instituted, and we put that into the grade book, but it's not worth anything. It doesn't count for their grade. So here, this student in classwork and participation is getting an A-. So the maximum number of points possible are 10. The student has received 9. Independent work, the maximum amount of points are 20. This student has received only 7. So they're not doing very well in independent work, which is homework. Tests and quizzes, the maximum is 30. This student is receiving 28 points. So that's really helping their grade. If you notice, tests and quizzes are worth the majority of the grade. All right, it's really important. So a lot of times students, parents will ask me, why is it that if my child is doing their homework all the time and turning in their homework on time, why is it that they're getting a D or a C? A lot of times that's because of tests and quizzes or other categories, depending on what the teacher has. So if I go up here, I can see each individual assignment. The date of the assignment, the due date of the assignment, how many points it was worth, what category it's in. So right here, for example, this assignment, it's independent work. This assignment is classwork and participation. So remember that independent work is worth 30% of the grade. Classwork participation was also worth, where is it right here? 30% of the grade. Now on tests and quizzes, like this one, for example, this one, they did very well on. They got 15 points out of 16 points. And they got, they got 28 points out of 30, which is really good. So you can see that in each assignment, it tells you what the category is in. So that way you can tell, well, which category has the most value. And you can tell individually, why is it that my child or my student is not doing very, very well in a certain class? Well, depending if they're turning their work in, I would definitely look at the categories and see how well they're doing in each category. The one that they usually do the most work in of turning in assignments is usually homework or classwork. Okay. So here, if you notice right here, there is it's red. The reason it's red is because the student has not turned it in and it is a missing assignment. So the time has passed, the due date has passed, and this student did not turn in this assignment. That's why it's red. So it's missing. So I've had parents ask me before that some of their children have said, well, the reason it's red is because the teacher hasn't gotten to it yet. That's not the case. What's happened is that the teacher has already gotten to this assignment. The assignment has been past due and the student did not turn it in. So the reason they don't put a 0, well, then why don't they put a 0? Because this way, the assignment, it's not that they got 0 questions right out of 10. It's that the assignment was never turned in on time. It was never turned in, period. Now, you would have to ask your individual child's teacher to see whether they're still able to turn that assignment in. Each teacher has their own different policy. If I scroll down these where it says 0, or that's the Lancerloot, so that's not. So this one says 10 out of 10 out of 20. Notice that this one, it's blank. It's not red. What that means is that the teacher has not inputted the grades yet, but they've put in the assignment. So that one is not counted against them. It's only counted against them if it's red. Okay. It's only counted against them if it's red. So it's really important to look at each individual assignment, look at the due dates, and check if your child is turning in their homework on time. If the child, how well is your child doing on tests and quizzes? A lot of teachers at North Park, for example, have a policy where they can recuperate some points for test and quizzes in different ways. So really important to go ahead and communicate with your child's teacher on that. And by the way, speaking of communication, right here, it always lists the email of your child's teacher right here. So that's my email. So if you want to go ahead and email the teacher, there you go. Here's your child's email. And you can go ahead and email them here. Okay. And also, there's a lot of other information here. Test scores. What test scores here? These are usually state test scores, like the SBAC or the LCAP. If you want to change the student to a different student, if you have access to a sibling, for example, if you have another child in the district, you can go ahead and do that here. So dashboard right here, that's the main one that you go to as soon as you log in. Okay. And that's it. So yours is obviously going to look a lot different than this fake student. Yours is going to have full 6 classes, not just one. Yours will more likely have more than one student listed here. So for your here at the bottom, there's more than one student. So yours will likely have one student if you have more than one student in the district. So hopefully this helps. AERIES is the best way, and Google Classroom, but AERIES is the best way to go ahead and take a look at your kids' grades, take a look at the report cards, see how they're doing. It's the best way to take a look at when you communicate with your child's teacher. Be as specific as you can in terms of asking them questions about individual assignments, individual tests, individual homework. And that way you can identify where is it that they need help? Where is it that where is it that they can be doing better? So when you talk to the child's teacher, or when you email them, when you communicate with them, however you communicate with them, identify where it is and how you can help them. How can the teacher help them? And how can you as a parent help them? And hopefully it'll help out the student just by being on here, just by being up to date on assignments, just by your child knowing that you check this once or twice a week is going to make a big difference. I know that makes a big difference with my own students. I go in here and check this about twice a week. They also have AERIES, and they know I'm up to date on it, and they know if there's something missing or there's something they didn't do very well on, I'm going to question them about it. And I'm also going to congratulate them when they do well. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. And hopefully this helps. Have a great day. Bye.